Hey guys, it's been a minute. I have been so busy, which is good. I just have not prioritized getting on here and recording anything. And so I had a conversation with Summer last night, and it kind of ties into what I found today, and I wanted to share it. So last night we were talking about good and evil, I guess you could say, to simplify it. She was telling me that she refuses to believe that people are just bad. And now this is like a really tricky conversation. One of my main focuses ever since having Summer in my life has been to protect her, in a sense of like, I want her to have a little bit of innocence. I want her to have a childhood. I want her to have fun in that kind of way before she doesn't get to anymore. And the reality is that she's 16, and I also can't protect her from everything forever, and I'm going to be doing more harm than good if I don't also tell her the truth. Obviously not all of the truth. She's still a child, but I think that, and it was a good conversation, it was, but like we were just discussing, because she has some kind of interest in like helping people, like maybe psychology or something, counseling. She wants to see the good in people, which I think, and I told her, is such a great quality, like giving people the benefit of the doubt, believing that people are doing things only because, they're in dire situations, just being hopeful and positive and optimistic. I think those are great qualities to have, but it's not always real life. And so we were talking about how people are just fucked up, and sometimes there is no reason. It's not from childhood trauma, or even though people, that shouldn't be blamed. You should not use that as an excuse to be a shitty human to others now. But there's not always a cause. And if there is, who's to point out what it is? I mean, because there's sociopaths and everything. Like there's so many, this was like a very like can of worms type of conversation, as you can imagine. But we tried to keep it focused on like people in her life that she knows right now. And, she's honestly having boy problems, and, trying to explain to a teenage girl that boys just don't mature quick enough, and that it's going to take at least like another decade. And then you're still going to have some issues. But it was a good conversation, and I think that I want to have more conversations like that with her. And again, it kind of ties into this thing. So I have always been a very observant person, even before joining the military. Like I'm a voyeur. I'm a watcher. I pay attention to things that people don't think I see, and that's one of my strengths. A lot of people are very oblivious to things. People are often shocked at what I notice. They're like, oh, I didn't think anyone saw that, or like, oh, I didn't even notice that was there. Like those daily occurrences for me. And I don't always call attention to things that I see, but I pay attention to why I'm seeing them. And so I was on a walk with my friend Kimmy today, and rolled up in the fence was 2 sheets of paper. And I don't know how many were there to start, but by the time we walked by this fence, there was only 2 sheets of paper left. It was on like a busy walking trail, and so I was like, what is that? And I am a very curious person as well. I don't always follow Like if I look at something and notice it, sometimes I'll just be like, oh, okay. And then other times, like today, I'm like, what is that? And I'm like called and pulled to it. And so we open it up, and I'm not going to read this whole thing to you because it's quite long, as you can see. But I just wanted to read it to you and talk about it. Protect Georgetown youth from sexual assault. Join us in calling for accountability within the Georgetown Independent School District. We will not be silent as our children are abused. Why has the alleged attacker been allowed to return to campus? This is a middle school that's listed on here, by the way. Why haven't any charges been filed? Why is the school board attempting to turn a blind eye? Where is the accountability? Who will take responsibility? We are asking you to join us in a peaceable assembly as we push for accountability, answers, and responsibility. God, even just reading that gave me goosebumps. They're meeting twice in the next couple days, or 2 days from now, and I am not working for one of them, and so I'm gonna go. I have no idea the context. I have no idea the story. I'm sure I will learn that day when I show up. But the point is, most people would probably just look at this and be like, oh, that sucks, and then move on with their life, which is why this country is happening. This is why the things are happening. You know, I'm a person that I like to hear the facts. I like to hear the situation before I just, I'm not gonna go to the school and be like, fuck the school. I want to hear what's happened. I'm not, it's like an innocent until proven guilty, but also I'm very curious as to what's going on in this situation. Someone's being accused of being a sexual predator at middle school, and it's not being shared anywhere. This flyer is the only place I've heard about it. This is a smallish town. People aren't talking about it. And maybe I'm just not in the right, maybe I'm not in the parent groups because I'm new. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it's sorry, there was a tapping at my window. It kind of creeped me out. It's worrisome, and it's at 7:30 in the morning on Monday, and what else better could I do with my time on that day, honestly? Even if I show up and learn that it's crazy people that are just making something out of nothing, at least I show up and I find that out. I don't think that's what it is, just from the way that I felt pulled to this paper. And with just the society the way it has been, with all of the things revolving sexual predators and children in our country right now, I'm not surprised that this paper was in a fence rolled up in my town. And I wish more people, even people without kids, I wish more people cared to maybe show up to something like this. And maybe it's just that they don't know. I know that when you don't have something, you're not as aware about it. It's not in the front part of your brain, or whatever part of your brain is paying attention to that. When I joined the Marine Corps, all I saw were Marine Corps stickers on the back of cars, and I can't unsee them. They're there. So if you don't have a kid, I understand that maybe you wouldn't notice something like this as much. And I don't know. I'm it's really hard to hear about all this crap happening. I would like to think that I would still care this much before Summer was living with me, and maybe I wouldn't. I obviously fucking think pedophiles need to die That's my opinion. I don't really give a shit if you care to agree with me or not. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird situation. I'm gonna actually talk to Summer about it, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see what it's about, and we're gonna continue having conversations about people and their character and what type of people exist, because even though I want her to have a good heart, I'm not going to change her heart. Like, her heart is it's in her control what she allows to happen to it. But she needs to know the truth to an extent about what people are like. She needs to understand that, like, people are going to take advantage of you if you let them. They will hurt you with no remorse. And obviously, I don't want her to, like, you know, close up and not trust people, but you got to find some balance. Like, you can't just go out into the world and be like, oh, like, everybody's nice and, like, people aren't going to take advantage of me. Like, that's stupid is what it is. It's naive. And it might be a fun way to live your life for about 5 minutes. So, anyway, I will keep you posted as to what happens at this. I don't even know if it's just like a stand outside the school with like signs kind of situation, or if they have like any kind of meeting or anything planned. I'm not really sure. There's no contact information on the page. But I'm very, very curious as to what it's going to look like. And knowing this town, I would imagine that it's going to be pretty busy. So stay tuned. That's really all I got. Fucking, if you haven't paid attention to something in your local community recently or ever, maybe start. I don't know if you can develop awareness skills like I have over, you know, I don't know if that's a natural thing or if it's just like something that I've honed quickly, or I'm not really sure, but maybe pay more attention to small things. Pay attention to things people are saying and doing and their actions and things that you see around your town. And see if there's any way that you can show up for people to make a difference. Because in a world where everyone's on their phones, and I've said this before, like, we need to connect with each other because we have to stand together. Like, it's united we stand. Like, that's just, it's our country's motto. Like, we gotta do it. So we're a family, Americans, and even more so in our local communities. So I don't feel like I've done enough throughout my life, and I want to start something small, you know. I wanted to go to the school board meetings for summer school, and I work the nights that they have them. So unless I take a night off of work every month, like, it's just not really convenient. But, you know, pretty soon I won't be working in the hospital, so I can do that. Anyway, that's my last little bit is just maybe pay attention if you haven't. All right.